Hi, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I am so excited to be doing this. So, I am doing these new Earth Ascension updates, and I just tapped into spirit, and this is what I'm being led to do. So, um, first of all, I want to talk about the Ascension journey, right? And exactly what that is. The Ascension journey is basically to get to the new earth, to live in the fifth dimensional energies. And what is that exactly? Well, ascension is basically like if you think about a balloon ascending, um, they use the process of fire, right, to get the air in the balloon to be lighter. So that's essentially the same thing that we're doing on our spiritual journey is we're trying to get lighter. And what does that mean? Well, you have to dredge up all of your trauma, your limiting beliefs, your emotional pain, um, all your wounds, um, anything that you feel is unjust, unfair in this world. And basically, what it comes down to is accepting what you have determined as bad in yourself and accepting the good in yourself as well. So, really, it's an integration process so that you are fully an unconditional being, meaning loving all of the parts of you, even what we deem as bad. So, that takes some work. So, if you really want to ascend to the new earth, you really have to do a lot of inner work and so that's what I want to talk about. And um, first, what we're going to go over is we're going to go over the 3D update. So I just take a look at the world and I kind of gauge what is going on with what I am feeling. And I ask Spirit, what is that showing me? And so I put in the title of this the fake Hurricane Hilary. So I live in Southern California. And for the last few days, um, it was it was just a crazy media frenzy on how intense this hurricane was going to be for Southern California and how unprecedented it is and how it's climate change and all of this stuff. And I'm not kidding you, like, the fear that was going around here was intense. I mean, we had the governor call a state of emergency before anything even happened. We had, all of the mayors standing up of the cities and telling us where emergency resources were, and I like the preparedness, but, like, I felt inside I just felt like I didn't feel like it was going to be a big deal. I really didn't. And I tapped in, I meditated on it, and I could feel, I was like, that my loved ones and I are safe. And I have 3 kids and I'm married, and so, I just knew that we were gonna be safe, so I was like, "Well, it's either gonna be crazy and we're safe, or it's not gonna be as bad as they say it's going to be." And so the storm hit on Saturday. They said it was supposed to hit on Saturday morning, and we didn't even really see anything until like Saturday at 6 p.m. We saw light rain, but nothing like they were saying, right? Like these crazy winds, like all this stuff. And it was nothing like that. And so I was like, I don't think this is going to be much. And yes, we got about 2 inches of rain. There was some winds, but it was nothing like they were saying it was going to be. And I mean, I was grateful, but, I know a lot of people did a lot of preparation, and, it's good to be prepared, but what I was feeling was that it was putting a whole bunch of fear and into people and stuff like that, and so, um, I asked Spirit, "What is this symbolically? Is that a word? I think so. Showing us about what's going on spiritually." And um, one of the things that I got was that um, so this is what well, we have the separation of the old earth and the new earth, right? And how that is going to look is exactly what happened in this Hurricane Hilary. Like, this media frenzy went crazy about climate change, how unprecedented this is. I mean, all of the craziness, and it was literally like a normal winter storm here in Southern California. Like, I'm not even kidding you. And so that's the point. It's like, check in with your inner self. Whatever the world is telling you right now is not necessarily the truth. Okay, so this is like the message from spirit, like the bigger picture. So don't allow the world right now to whatever information you are absorbing to be your truth. I feel that we are really manifesting so much faster than we realize. And it is on a level beyond words. So, like, for instance, when I get these feelings of fear, I've noticed that, um, even if it's not real, something will happen in my life, and I have a story of that, to tell you how quickly that manifested in my reality, from something that happened to me this morning. So, that's part of the 5D update next, but, let's go on this again. So, whatever the earth or whatever the world is showing you as far as media, social media, news, whatever that is, don't allow that to be your truth. There's so much that is going to come up against us as light workers, Starseed New Earth volunteers. And what we have to realize is that we have to choose to trust our inner selves over that outer world. And so my weekend went wonderful because I just went with the flow. I didn't stress out on it. I had this deep inner knowing that my family and I would be safe no matter what it happened. And that's absolutely true what happened. And so it was just trusting my inner self. And I mean, I could have freaked out. I almost thought at one point, I'm not kidding how crazy the media got. I was like, should I take me and my kids and just like drive to Sedona, Arizona or something for the weekend? But no, I didn't. So that's kind of the update as far as the 3D world goes, right? Is looking at the world outside of yourself. And if you are triggered by anything out in the outside world, that's okay. Just realize that it's something going on inside of you that you really need to look at for you to clear that. It's not the outer reality. It's just, okay, this is really bothering me right now. What do I need to heal inside myself? And just ask spirit, what is this? Why is this affecting me so bad? Right? So pay attention to how you feel. All right. So let's go on to the Oh, I have one more thing about that. There's uh, prophetically, if you look at this, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in the world, right? And we're talking about weather as far as extreme fires, extreme hurricanes, extreme flooding. So, fire and water, right? And what that symbolizes to me is that spirit is just completely doing a cleansing of all of us, the earth, the United States, the government, individuals, all of us collectively as a whole. So I believe that that is why these things happen in the environment is because it's literally a reflection of what's going on inside of ourselves. So the fire is obviously a burning away of what is no longer needed, and that can dredge up some really intense, extreme situations on the outside of you, including horrific situations, tragic situations, right? So pay attention to that, but also water and extreme flooding, right? And that can bring up a whole bunch of other emotions and tragedy. But I also feel that with the fire, there comes the water brings more of like the emotional pouring out after the burning away, right? And so it's almost like we need to have those emotions. We need to cry to heal. We need to let those waterworks come out. So, for the 5D update, this is where we're going to be talking about our inner world. And I'm going to tell you my experience so that you can just relate it to yourself. But basically, what happened to me this morning was an extreme fear situation. And it was interesting because I had felt a little bit of fear right before this happened in a strange way. I was just watching something on YouTube and it made me feel very fearful. And the next thing I know, I look out my window and where my husband had parked my car, it was not there. And I even went out my front door and looked and it wasn't there. And so I went kind of into panic mode, like, oh my God, where's my car? So I called my husband and he said, "Oh, it's on the other side. I had to repark it last night," but he didn't tell me. So I was like, okay. But right after that, I started having these just really intense, fearful feelings, and I couldn't really shake it, right? And so what I want to say is like, that's what I mean by how fast that fearful situation manifested in me. And before that, it was just me watching something on YouTube that made me feel afraid of what was happening in the world. And then literally right after that, I couldn't find my car. So pay attention to what you're feeling, but it was obviously it was an illusion, right? It was totally an illusion, which fear normally is, like that type of fear. Like I wasn't in any danger. So there's the difference there. Like it was my car was still sitting out there. I just didn't happen to see it. And it was like, whoa. So that made me think that the fear that I had experienced through that video was like an illusion as well. So that's what I'm getting right now as far as this fake Hurricane Hilary, this illusion, right, of extreme fear going on, like these unprecedented times, um, this hurricane is something that we've never experienced. Oh my God, it's climate change. Oh my God, like all this stuff. And it's like, no, I did research on it. And we have had numerous tropical storms. The last one was in 1997. The last actual hurricane that hit California was in the like 1939. But we've had tropical storms. So when this tropical storm came, they were saying it was a hurricane, but it actually hit at like a tropical storm level in San Diego. And so the last one that hit was in 1997. So this is not unprecedented. This is not climate change. This is not like any of that extreme fearful things. Like it was an illusion. It was literally like rain for a day. It it was crazy. So, and then not only that, I want to say about that, the um the videos that I saw after that were showing all of this untrue stuff about all the flooding that's going on and this and that, and I did hear of some flooding in parts of Palm Springs and in LA, but I'm in Los Angeles County, but there's nothing around here. There was no flooding whatsoever. So, yeah, it was just like even these videos that I saw after, they were, like, showing floods from not from here. Like, so that's what I'm saying, like, there's a lot of fake things out there to dredge up this, like, extreme fearful, situation in you. And why is this happening? Okay, well, there's a few reasons. One, because the old Earth and the new Earth are separating, and we have to get very triggered. That's how it has to happen. For the things that are hidden within you, for the 3D energy to be recognized and accepted in you, uh, you have to go through some difficult moments of triggering to realize that these things are in you. Now, let's move over to the Ascension update. So here's where the Ascension update comes in, right? accepting the good and bad in you. When you are triggered by these extreme situations, um, what it does is it brings up this, um, whatever it is in your subconscious mind, that you may have thought was bad or not good or fear or limiting beliefs or trauma. And it brings it out of denial, out of being suppressed, right? And it's there for you to be able to accept it and to integrate it into unconditional love, meaning accepting these parts of you that were hidden. And so this is where you can ascend. So you have a choice, right? Ascension is a choice. You can resuppress it. You can deal with the outer world situation that is extreme or fearful or tragic or even trauma. You can suppress it, or you can choose to realize that it is part of the ascension and to accept what's going on. I always have to do some inner shadow work right at that moment. Like, okay, this crazy situation's going on. What's happening? Let me ask spirit. And I simply ask, like, okay, God, what is going on inside of me? I'm asking you to show me the truth of this situation. How can I accept it? What is it in me that needs to be integrated? And I will usually get my answer. And then as soon as I do accept it as part of me, it integrates. So, um, whatever is feeling extremely heavy in you, um, and here's what I want to say, you can be ahead of the game and start doing this inner work ahead of these extreme events, or these extreme events happen. You have to deal with the outer situation and the inner situation. And if you choose to ascend or release that or integrate it or accept it, then you get new, lighter, fresh energy. Or you can suppress it and that situation will come back around again. It's usually not the same thing, it's usually something different, but it will come around again for you to um, handle it. So, the main point of this is it's for your good, even though none of it seems like it's for our good. I know. None of it seems like it's for our good. It truly is. And, I mean, I've been doing this for 7 years now, these extreme events. And, Dolores Cannon talks about the event. Well, how about 7 years of events? Okay. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because it's been very hard for me to go through all of this. But, and it will be hard for everyone else too, but that is your choice to either ascend and move up in vibration or to stay down there, which it will only get worse. So, um, we need to accept the good and the bad in us, all of it, all the trauma. We have to accept it as just this is part of life. Um, and accept that these bad things did happen, accept your true feelings about it. I mean, sometimes we hide how we truly feel because we think that that's not okay to feel like that. Oh man, I've had days, nights where I'm screaming how much I hate, I can't stand it. I'm writing in my journal all this nasty stuff, but which I was like, oh, before I thought, oh my gosh, like that's not me. I don't hate, all this. No, no, no. You have to deal with that stuff too, because that's part of you, right? And so once I did, it's freed up space in me to um, have lighter energy in me. All right. So then I did channel a message from Spirit, and I will just read it. So this was like the fourth part. Um, but God said to me, so much fear in this world, but God says just to trust me. Everything, nothing, everything. That was funny. Everything has gone wrong. No, nothing has gone wrong. Um, all is divine, the good and the bad. Everyone must go through their own trials and choose to rise or to fall. But understand it is their choice. Free will always abides. Worry for nothing. Hang on to God. That is your inner spirit. If you don't know where God is, ask, and you will find the kingdom of God is within. So remember to trust that inner God within you, the spirit within you. It's not necessarily whatever we've been taught. Oh, that's the other thing. We have to get rid of all the conditioning, right? Because this world was literally created to everything to basically uh, keep you down, right? And that's how it works. Um, to put fear into you, to make you doubt yourself, to make you think you're not good enough, to make you feel like you can't do certain things, that this world is rigged, to be, it just, everything goes against our natural nature. And a lot of people are breaking free from that conditioning now. And that's what part of the ascension is as well, is um, breaking through all of those conditions as well. Okay. So, be satisfied with your life, be grateful for today and every moment, and just be satisfied with everything in your life and in the world. Because everything that is going on in the world that you may think is not okay or is not good, it is all part of the divine plan. And, uh, you know, who are we to say that what is going on in the world is not okay? Because it is, if all is divine, then the bad is also divine. And so, who are we to say, right? Who to judge if something is good or bad? We just have to accept that it is, and pay attention to what's really going on. And I think I stressed that, but I want to stress that illusion again, is that look at what's happening in your true world. Like if you sit down and you go, okay, I'm having this extreme fear, this paranoia, I'm worried about this, or the world is ending, or my car is missing. Just look at the world and go, okay, I'm safe. The sky's blue, you know, there's nothing going on outside. I see birds flying. Ground yourself in reality, right? And that means look at what's the really going on. Are you in any immediate danger? Probably not. Um, do you have, like right now, I see trees that are just swaying in the breeze. I see butterflies out the window. They seem happy and free. Um, I see, houses that are standing. So, like, that's grounding yourself in reality. And when you can look at that, you just go, oh, everything's fine. Right. So, that does help a lot. But an affirmation that I got from Spirit this morning, which really helped me a lot, was I love all the world, and the world loves all of me. I love all of the world, and the world loves all of me. I love all of the world, and the world loves all of me. Love it. So I wanted to pull a couple cards just to see if there's any more messages. Um, if you guys are down with that, and we'll go from there. So thank you so much for joining me. All right. Let's see if Spirit has any more messages for anyone watching that can guide them through their ascension journey. What do they need to know for their ascension journey? Okay, Three of Cups just flew right out. What do they need to know for their ascension journey? And messages for anyone watching the ascension journey. Four of Wands. Hiyo. Strength. Okay. So, what I'm instantly getting just from these three cards is, well, first, it was in succession 3 and 4, which means that there is growth, there is expansion, um, and that always takes some growing pains, right? And so, just with the strength card coming out after that, that means that you may experience some of these growing pains, as far as fear, as far as uh, energy. I mean, I feel it pretty extreme myself. And so it means to have the inner strength. I always put my hand right here and I know that I'm strong within. And I say to myself that challenges only make me better. And I have the strength to overcome all challenges, and challenges make me better. So that helps me to calm that inner lion, right? I love how she's like um, closing the mouth of this lion. To me, it's like the lion wants to just roar forward and like, sorry about that. But really, it's about knowing how to manipulate that energy, meaning how to control your inner emotions, having self control of those emotions, right? Um, that is a skill that I have, been working on for a very long time, but it is something to really work on. So that's what I'm getting from those cards for sure. I feel that once we kind of get through these growing pains right now, that what comes out of challenges is a deeper inner belief in self, a confidence that you can continue on, you can take on more. And that is truly a gift. So I'm feeling like there may be some extreme situations, some tragedy going on in your world. I know there's more storms coming for sure. But just know that you can handle it. Like, have that confidence. I can handle whatever comes at me. And it's true because you can, because all you do is you hang on to God inside of you, right? And then you learn that you are magnificent, that you are amazing, that you got through it. And through that, it brings more confidence, more healing, more love of yourself. Um, so, um, Yeah, I think that's all for today. And like I said, Spirit is leading me to continue these daily to help anyone. So we will be back tomorrow with another New Earth Ascension update. Have a great day. Bye.